What's up, YouTube, and how is everybody? Thanks for checking out my video. Hope everybody's doing alright. I go by the name of PA Pizz. The reason I started this channel is because I wanted to try to start a community out there for people who, feel as though they don't have support, a place where they could go to try to help to get them clean and sober, or to, if they have some sort of addiction with, one type of drug, and that's their problem, and they need to kick it, and just need somewhere to go, need somebody to talk to. I've been through it all. I have been through it all. I've been, I was IV heroin and fentanyl user and cocaine. I smoked crack for, very long time as well. Ice. I've know probably about 50 people that I could sit here and name that have died from overdoses in the last 10 years alone. This is not a joke anymore, and it's disgusting. And I've been with the lowest of the low, and I've been with the richest of the rich, the poorest of the poor. I've been with everybody, and I've been all up and down the East Coast, and I've been connected with people up and down the East Coast and Midwest, from New York City, all the boroughs, New Jersey. We used to hit Newark, Patterson, big in Philly. We lived in Philly for about 3 years, but ran back and forth, there. Scranton, PA, back and forth, up there, down in Delray, Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I was in, doing the whole Florida bounce. Baltimore, I was in. Oh man, I've been all up and down, and I've lived there. I've been homeless. I've lived in mansions. It's crazy. It's a crazy lifestyle, and the reason I'm making this is because it does not discriminate. I could tell you what, the same thing with I'm making this also for mental illness, and gambling, anything. You got any sort of problem? I've been through everything myself. Every fucking thing you could think of, I've been through myself. And you feel like you got nobody else to go to. And the reason I'm doing this anonymously is because not everybody feels like, AA is their thing. Me, personally, I don't like AA. I do things a little unorthodox. I've been sober, like I said, a little over half a decade, with no intention of fucking going back to nothing. I believe there's other alternatives out there other than, these maintenances or other things. We just have to, believe in ourselves and know that we are all worth it. And it doesn't discriminate whether you're white, black, Asian, Latino. I've gotten high with every race. Indian. It doesn't discriminate. Like I said, rich, poor, Muslim, Catholic, atheist. It doesn't care who you are. Whether you're, the daughter or son of a, a politician or a police officer, or, you were born into this life and you were born in the fucking ghetto. It don't discriminate. It comes for us all. And it's the devil. And it's fucking here. It's here. And it's taking more and more fucking lives, and I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of seeing my friends and my family and people I love and care about, die when we don't have to. You matter. You have a voice. You matter. Like I said, I'm putting this out there. I don't want any sort of recognition. Maybe at some point in time, I'll take, the mask and, glasses off. And, go with, saying who I am. But for now, I'm not comfortable really with being on camera. And, people could speculate all they want, who it is. I'm neither going to confirm or deny it, for now at least. So what I am going to do and what I plan on doing with this channel, like I said, is, making it a group, where you could go to, laugh and know there's other people like you, and there's a crazy fucking son of a bitch out there who has been through so much shit. And I'm gonna throw, what I want to do is war story, I guess you say, in a sense. And through telling my crazy fucking stories of experiences that I've been through, and the chaos you go through just to feed your addiction, if it helps at least one person, I feel like I've succeeded. So, like I said, with that being said, I told you, I was a IV heroin addict and a avid crack cocaine smoker for some years. And one late night, I was out on a family member's patio, and they lived just up off of an expressway. And it was about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And I'm out there, and I'm about 48 to 72 hours into this fucking crack binge. I got a, stem that's about fucking, that big, size of a fucking car key. And the chore boy that I had in it, man, it was fucking so burnt and black and fucking rusted up. And man, this shit was fucking shot. It was like sucking on a fucking cactus, a hot fucking cactus. So I'm homeless at the time, and my family member is letting me sleep on their patio, because I'm robbing everything, I can. Family, friends. I was just scumbag, of everything. I would steal your wallet and help you look for it, or I would stick a fucking right in your, and take that shit. Like, that's the extremes you go to. So I'm staying out on the family member's patio, and I got about 2 grams of crack, and I had about 2 bundles, about 25 bags of dope. And I'm looking around to make sure nobody's coming, and they lived off of an expressway, but like I said, it was late at night, and it was kind of like a dead end up there anyway. Like, nobody had any business being up there if they didn't live in that neighborhood, because there was like no businesses or anything. Like, this was a busy city, but it was a pushback block. Like, there was no reason for anybody to be up there. It was just houses. So anyways, I look around, nobody's coming. I fucking pack my pipe, fucking hitting it, swirling it, fucking hitting that shit, sucking as hard as I can, and that shit was like a shit sucking out of a fucking cactus. That shit started popping, and the oil started coming in my mouth and shit. So I take one long rip, and I'm holding it, and the fucking whistles fucking are going in my ear from that fucking train coming, and you know that woo. That, oh man, yippee-koo-yay-yay. And I'm holding that shit because I don't even want to let it go, because I know the moment I blow that fucking smoke out, I'm gonna yak everywhere. And so I could feel my heart starting to race, and my teeth are starting to fucking go. And all of a sudden, I see fucking headlights coming around the corner. Oh, fuck. Now, mind you, I had just gotten picked up on a warrant about maybe 5 or 6 weeks before this, but it was just a petty, nonsense warrant. I did about a week in jail, and then I had to pay fucking ticket, and I was out. Now, at this time, I wasn't on, like, paper, anything like that. And this was back in, like, the iPhone 4, iPhone 5 era days. And what happened was, when I seen them fucking headlights, I took off like a bat out of hell up towards the expressway. I'm like, if this fucking pig's coming for me, he's got to work for it. Because I was not going back to jail, man. Especially fucking, all spun out on crack. Like I said, I just, did a week. So I've been to jail, plenty of times, detoxed in there. But never at this point had I went to jail speeding out my fucking mind. Nor did I fucking intend to. That was the worst shit for me. I always had to have landing gear when I fucking came down from the crack high. Whether it was, some nice dope or fentanyl. And this was back in the day, like, before the white fucking powder fentanyl, like these patches that everybody we were doing patches, man. We were fucking putting the gel on tinfoil and smoking it, or eating it, or shooting that shit, or putting the jelly patches, fucking just the sticker patches on the spoon, throwing some fucking lemon juice on that motherfucker and cooking it up and pouring 50 into some water, sucking that fucker up. This was back before all that, when fucking heroin was still heroin. And or if I didn't have that, well, I always had that, but if not, I'd at least try to come down with some fucking Xanax or something like that. But Xans weren't my thing, because I broke out into the fucking Xanimal and I robbed everything fucking moving at that point, and it didn't matter. It was get down or lay down at that point. And so I tried to stay away from those as much as possible. And so as I'm running, fucking hauling ass out of there, I get up, I climb the wall up on this expressway, and I'm thinking, fuck, man, if this cop's fucking, since he's not chasing me on foot, if he went around in the whip, it's going to take him, at least 2-3 minutes to get here, even if he's flying, because it was, like I said, out the way. You couldn't get on the expressway from right there. It was just, passing. So he had to take like 4 blocks down, 4 blocks over, and then get on the expressway, and then get to my spot where, like, I was. So by that time, I could have been fucking anywhere at that time. So I crossed the fucking expressway. Mind you, it's, September time. I'm in basketball shorts, the ankle fucking socks, some fucking slides, and a long sleeve, shirt. And I hightailed it across the highway. I go across, then there's said train tracks. Bang, I go across the train tracks, and on the other side of these train tracks was it was a local junkyard, scrapyard, and all along this fucking scrapyard and junkyard wall, like, you know, going up the hill to it, was old, like, pressed, you know, smashed up cars and tractor trailers and everything you could think of, just that they fucking had a scrap to just build to keep fucking, you know, bums and fucking thieves and people like me out. But I'm like a smaller dude, so I fucking crawl through this shit and I get through and I'm inside the junkyard and I lose one of my slides going through and I'm fucking running across the shit, right? And like I'm cutting my feet on some broken glass and the rocks and shit. But the coke is just fucking pushing the adrenaline through me. I don't give a fuck. I am not going to jail on fucking, you know, crack high. No way, not today. So I get to this one car and I hop in the fucking trunk and I pull the lid down, right? And I leave it open just like a crack. And I laid in there for like 2-3 hours, and all I see is the fucking flashlights going, like shining, like back and forth, like, so I knew they were looking for me, but I wasn't getting out of there. Fuck that. So finally enough time passed and I was, you know, getting skitzed and I needed to take another blast of fucking, you know, that yak. And I reach into my pocket and I break a piece of rock off and I load my little dagger. Just about fucking before I take the hit, I feel in my pocket and I had my fucking phone, right? And I pulled it out, but it was only on like fucking like 7, 8, 9, 10%. And it was about to die. And it wasn't like how, like, nowadays when your phone's on 10%, you could go like an hour or two before it'll fucking die, or, you know, whatever. No. Well, I figured I could hit my boy up that was from, you know, the neighborhood right there, and I, you know, could have him just circle the expressway, getting, you know, on and off the on-ramps right there, and I could fucking climb out. I knew that if I went out of this fucking junkyard and I went and got out on the other side, there was a river there, and I knew that he could fucking hit that turn, and if all I had to do was cross the river. So I figured that if I got out of this trunk and, like I said, I hit there, that I could cross the river, I could just jump out, hop in my boy's car, and, you know, dip, and, you know, skate away. So I shoot my boy Jack from, you know, the neighborhood a message. I'm like, yo, the cops are after me. Could you pick me up? I fucking let him know what was happening real quick, and he was down for the cause. So I told him the plan, he was ready for it, and he was gonna circle that area. So I fucking bounce fucking up out of this fucking trunk after I fucking take my fucking whack. And I fucking just dart toward fucking where I, you know, thought the exit was. Now, I get up and there's the, you know, trailer wall and everything again. So I fucking shimmy my fucking way through. And as soon as I get out on the other side of this wall, right, it's a ledge. And it seems like a fucking steep ass fucking slope. Now, it was pretty lit up this night, because even though I was in the woods and it was dark as fuck, other than the junkyard behind me, because it was a full moon that night, and all the stars were out, and the sky was pretty clear. So it was like a ledge, and I had to fucking like walk up alongside the wall, and I was walking toward, you know, the direction that I thought, you know, this spot was. So as I'm going, all of a sudden, whoosh, I slipped and fucking ass over K-Pops. My fucking ass goes barreling down the hill and boom! I fucking smash up against the fucking tree. I lose my other slide. My fucking, shirt's all fucking wrecked and shit. So, I get to the bottom of this fucking hill after I crack the fucking tree at the bottom, right? And I get up and all I fucking am surrounded by and I'm stuck on is fucking thorns. And if you ever seen the movie The Lion King, this is the only way I can describe this shit. It was like when Simba was getting chased by the hyenas. When I tell this story to people and my friends and family and shit like that, I call it the thorn forest. And when I tell you, like, I'm looking, these fucking thorns were like this long. These were no just like pickers. These were some fucking, thorns. And I stood up on this, tree that was knocked over, and this log was on the ground, and I tried to stand up to see, where I'm at, and I couldn't see shit. So, just by the moon and star guidance and shit like that, I grew up in the outdoors and shit, and I had a feeling like I knew which direction I was going. So, I just tried, getting out of there, and I'm fucking, the fucking crack is the only thing that's giving me the adrenaline, because I'm fucking, it's like I was in a fucking box push through this fucking thorn forest, because it looked like I was in a box cutter fucking fight. So I finally, after like another like 3 hours of pushing through, make it through this fucking forest, and I end up in this field, and the sun's like just starting to come out at this time, and I see where I am, and I was kind of right. But I was way farther, like away from where I told him, and closer back to my house, like the place I was staying at the time, like that patio, and, so, I'm walking through, and I see this, like, porta-john off in the distance, and some construction shit like pulled over on the side of the road. Now I had fucking either dropped my fucking dope on when I took off initially, or lost it somewhere along the way. I couldn't find it. I was fucking sick by this time, so I knew I was on a mission to get the fuck back to, my original starting point, so I could try to find some fucking dope. And, my phone's completely dead by this point. I knew I had probably about a half a gram of crack left in my fucking bag, so I figured, fuck it, I was just gonna take it all in one fucking rip. So, I walk up, I get in this fucking porta-john, right, this fucking Job Johnny. And when you go in there, how it's like you walk in and the shitter's right in front of you, you got the urinal on your left, and then the toilet paper thing on your right. Well, I went in, I quick shut the door, I put my back up against the wall where like the toilet paper roll was, so I'm like facing the urinal and the shitter's on my right. I fucking pull my crack out, I stuff the fucking pipe, the last of what I fucking got in there. And, I'm fucking getting it just right. I fucking light it. It's just starting to melt. And when fucking, it's like how when you smoke crack, it's like chalky almost. If it's good crack, it's like almost like still like moist. Well, it's like in there, and it's like, melting like some fucking chalk or some fucking, like some fucking soap, like something like where it's starting to melt down and the oils are like running in my mouth and shit. It's fucking, you can hear the crackling coming off the end of the fucking stem. And just as I go to fucking take my hit, right? Whoosh! fucking right out of the fucking toilet seat, fucking smashes me. I go flying out the fucking Johnny door, right? End up on my fucking back, and all I see is this fucking brown fucking furry fucking thing fucking running off at the fucking, into the woods. Yo, I fucking lost my stem somewhere, lost the rest of my fucking crack. I was on my back, and I was fucking defeated. I was defeated for the night. I was a lost cause. I fucking figured, you know what, if I don't fucking, find my dope and I somehow get picked up, like, this is just gonna be the, worst night of my life. Trust me, it wasn't by far. So I finally get back to my original starting point, and I'm looking around, and luckily I find my dope, and I walk in, and I quick go to the bathroom, and to my surprise, my uncle comes around the corner. As soon as I got back to Graham's house, my uncle's there, and he's in from out of town for a friend's funeral. I had forgotten that he was, had come in the night before. So with him not used to, staying there, he goes, good morning. He's like, what's up? He's like, question, was that you I seen last night about 11 o'clock-ish? He's like, I saw somebody run through the backyard. He's like, but I didn't know if it was just you and you were, going to meet one of your boys or something like that, or going out, or he's like, I didn't want to bother you. It was late. He's like, and I was just getting home. He's like, so, I was just curious. At that moment, my jaw could have hit the floor. It was then I realized the cops were never fucking chasing my ass. Wow. My head could still, it just not even wrap my, brain around the shit that we go through in these, states. I was so skitzed that just because I saw the headlights and it got picked up a couple weeks prior to that, I was that paranoid that I thought it was them. So I had this crazy night of hiding in trunks in the junkyard, fucking getting caught in thorn forests, the beavers stealing my crack, wildness. And, that's not even the craziest part. My boy I was talking about, well, I didn't hear from him all day, right? So I'm thinking, maybe he's just mad at me or, do something else. I really didn't pay much mind of it. Later on that night, he hits me up like, yo, he's like, that was crazy last night. He's like, the one cop must have been, posted up, waiting for you, out on the other side. And I'm like, yeah, I doubt it, bro. A crazy story about that. And I go on, I tell him what happened. And he's like, are you crazy? Well, this cop was short into his shift, I guess, right? And he was just like posted up. And he sees my boy so this cop was like short into his shift, I guess. And he was like posted up in the cut, and he sees my boy do about 4 or 5 laps around, the thing, and he thinks this is like a weird thing to do, so he just wanted to make sure nothing was wrong. So he lights my boy up. Well, this night of all nights, my man decided to have, like 2-3 beers. Well, he normally didn't drink. He liked to party like I did, but he wasn't a big drinker. This night, he was relaxing and he fucking had some. Well, it fucking costed him my ass. Dude's a loyal dude. Still one of good friend of mine. He's clean now. His family does his thing. Loyal dude. That was a thorough move he did. He could have been easily like, man, I'm looking for, the crackhead that y'all are, looking for. He's, tucked down over there. And been like, what are you talking about? Think he's crazy or something. But, No, yeah, he ended up having to do like 6 months of probation and like a DUI class, but he was a good sport about it. And yeah, that one, that was an eye opener, that one. But that Beaver that stole my crack. Yeah. Well, I got his fur. Nah. I'm playing, but yeah, like I said, I wanted to start this so that whether you're got an addiction or a mental illness, whether you're fucking rolling too many dice and getting your fucking head cracked too many times and losing that shit, and you're coming home and wifey's fucking pissed off, or you got nobody to go home to, or your family's down and out and had it with you, friends, you have nobody to turn to. I want you to know that somebody does care out there. I do. Somebody who walked through your shoes, I love and I care about you. So I want to build this so that we could build each other back up and everybody get right and tell this demon, fuck you, it's the devil, and we all kick it back to where the fuck it belongs. And before we, part ways, and till this next time, I would like to ask each one of you to ask whoever your higher power is, no matter what it is, whatever energy, God, or whomever you believe created all this and all of us, because it is not a coincidence that you are alive and here right now in this moment, and don't ever think otherwise. You are worth it. So whoever your higher power may be, I ask that you give a moment of silence with me for the people out there who are still kicking and need our prayer. And I ask that now you just ask God, higher power, I ask that you look over the mentally ill, still addicted, the ones incarcerated, the ones institutionalized, the ones, in our suburbs, in our hoods, in our, most luxurious spots in the world, and the ones who are still suffering inside. We ask that you help them to see the light and see their worth, and see that there is another way. They don't have to be forced into an AA lifestyle or a maintenance lifestyle or anything like that. There is alternative ways, and that if we're here for each other, we can do it. Amen, everybody. I love y'all.